Check the strings real quick. Yeah, it said it wasn't loaded yet. Okay, cool. Sound good to me. God. All right, Shalom. We're the brothers of Great Millstone, a branch out of Des Moines. First and foremost, we like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakwidash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all you brothers who are preaching the gospel in truth and sincerity, always in charity. And as you can see, the title of the lesson is entitled Romance and Various Topics, and it's inspired through the Holy Spirit. Was watching the Elder Manata Zakba. He was live last night, and the Elder Ariala from Dallas had called in, and he had briefly, mentioned romance and spoke about how romance went back to the word Rome, and Spirit led me to look it up, go into the Etamon and read it, so without further ado, we just go right into it.
This is the word romance on Etam Online. It says it says from the vulgar Latin verbal phrase romance scribere, to write in a Romance language, one developed from Rome instead of Frankish. Here's the point. It says from Latin Romanicus, of or in the Roman style.
Right. So the word romance goes back to Rome, right? That's what it literally means, Scroll down, brother.
Right. It also says from Romanus, meaning Roman. Mm-hmm. So jumping down to... It says, jumping down just a little bit in the definition, it says, in reference to library works in Middle English, often means one written in French, but also applied to the native composition.
You jump to the next paragraph.
It says, the meaning imaginative, adventurous quality, love affair.
Right, and it says recorded by 1801, love affairs by 1916. When you go into it, man, it goes into imaginative, or it goes into fictitious stories. So the word, so that the romance isn't something that's real. It is something that's true. You got all these women in there engulfed in their mind with this romance and this story of a hero saving them, and like this Disney shit, man. Like brother has said, man,
it's not reality. It's fake. It's imagination. That's Esau created this imagination, and this imagination does not fit with creation. Right. His imagination does not fit with creation. His way of thinking, that shit that you got from the serpent, does not comply with the earth.
Well, it's against the what it says in Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter.
Clean contrary.
Yep. But starting up, it says that the ungodly reasoning, but not a right.
Not right. Yeah.
So here it is. He has given the world majority, mainly our people, starting with the woman, right? Eve in the garden. Mainly, he's given her a false sense of reasoning.
Yeah.
You see, because this society has taught them that, you're the prize, and that one man should cherish you and chase after you and get you, and which that's totally opposite of what Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai has established and what he's ordained in the earth, man.
Right.
The man is the prize.
Right.
Women weren't never meant to be the prize, which is why women outnumber men. Something that's in a high number, that's not valuable.
It's less value.
Because the more you produce it, the less valuable it becomes, man. You see? So women outnumber men naturally. Why is that?
To be fruitful and multiply, like was written in the beginning.
Exactly.
A man being monogamous to one woman, it can't be. That's not being fruitful and multiplying. All right. A man having multiple wives to be fruitful, and that's how he will be fruitful and multiply. A woman, she's not made to have multiple men. That's another talking point of these women.
Yeah.
Well, if you can do it, I'm gonna do it, or I can do it. No, you weren't. You're literally not built like that. Not trying to sound slang and cool. No, you're literally not built to have to lead. You're not built to have multiple men. It says in the law, literally, it's talking about not to mix seeds, not to mingle seeds. In Jeremiah,
I got it.
Yeah.
This is Jeremiah, the 3rd chapter.
What is the word sperm go back to? It goes back to the Greek sperma. It goes back to the Greek sperma, which means seed. Okay.
Yep. And the woman is compared to the land. What is that? In Sirach.
Oh,
yeah, when you got a fruitful field.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna tie in with this Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah, the 3rd chapter, the 1st verse. It says, "They say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him, and become another man's, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted?" You see? So here it is. If that land is sold with another seed, it's polluted.
Yeah.
And even by biology, right? Esau has been coming out with the facts that a man's sperm never leaves the woman's body.
Right.
It attaches to her and it becomes a part of her now, man.
Yeah. Which goes back to the Bible. It says to become one.
They become one flesh.
This is all biblical that we're talking about.
And then they try to say, well, it says man and woman and they become one.
Right.
Well, here it is. That man can become one with multiple women.
Yeah.
Like how
they're joining together. That's what marriage is, to join. You know,
they're joining, or they're bringing forth his seed, his family.
Exactly.
You know,
that's simple.
That's like a farmer owning many lands. I'm still planting my seed, and what's going to grow? My seed is going to grow in these different plots of land.
Yeah.
I got land in China. I got land in Japan. I got land in India. My seed is what's being produced in those lands. You know,
it's that simple. That's why the children and the woman takes my last name, because that's all becomes mine. It all becomes joined onto me.
Yeah.
It's the family structure, but the family structure has been destroyed here in the West, specifically, like the brother said, so-called blacks, Hispanics and Native Americans. Starting with Jake, man. Judah is straight up fucking through, man.
Right. And it started with that feminism bullshit.
Yep. The 60s, 70s.
You know, and Esau spearheaded by putting the Edomite woman in the forefront.
Yeah.
So that she can in turn get the nigga woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she can grab Eve. See, that was a part of grabbing Eve, man.
You get the world with that.
You know? And here it is, the majority of Edomite families that you see, they wasn't going into that vibration, or they wasn't, you know.
Yeah. It's the same tactics as the serpent. That's how he fucked the whole world up back then. Right? He went to the woman, and she'll spew out everything that all the wicked shit that Esau says. She'll spew that shit out, man. She'll spit her, what the folks say, right? She'll spit her lip, man. All right, and just spew out all type of indoctrination, and don't even know why, because her natural makeup is to submit. All right, you listen to these bitches speak, they're like sheep, you know. They're easily. It says that Eve was beguiled, right? In the book of Timothy, is it Timothy?
Oh, beguiled.
Yeah. But you can go ahead and read that for the brother.
All right, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 20. Yeah. It says, when thou hast gotten a fruitful possession through all the field.
Right, and speaking about a woman, is that the 25th in the last verse? It says that or it might be the last chapter, the 26th verse, but it speaks about
a merchant
without it's spoiled. How's it worded?
Possession?
Yeah, the possession is spoiled without a hedge. It's a rough paraphrase.
I think it's 30 something.
It might, yeah. It might be. Salakia, brothers. Just bear with us. Yep.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 36 and 24. He that getteth the wife, begetteth a possession.
So now, what did you read that again?
It's Sirach 26 and 20. When thou hast gotten a fruitful possession.
Boom. You see? And this is our custom. So we're waking up to the fact, hold on, we're the Israelites. It says how we would discontinue from our heritage. So now the Lord has graced us and blessed us with allowing us to return back to our heritage. So now it's a reformation of the way we think. Yeah. So as a woman, you was raised in Babylon and you was thinking that you the prize. You was thinking that you got options through all these men. Here it is that the Lord has given you the acknowledgement of, hold on, I'm an Israelite. Those were my ancestors. I'm being brought back into my customs. Now you need to reform the way you think and understand I'm not the prize. I have a role in this. I'm not saying a woman is not important. That's not what we're saying. But the thing is, how you've been exalted within the society and you've been given all this power and all these options to choose.
You gotta be brought down.
That wasn't the way it was ordained to be. So now you have to self-reflect and reform your ways in the way you think. Oh shit, nah. Now you gotta be careful with who you open your legs to. Because the Israelite woman wasn't just out there freely swinging,
She wasn't Sukiana. Sarah wasn't acting like Sukiana. All right. Talk about the daughters of Sarah, right? The daughters of Sexy Red is not a resemblance of.
That's not a daughter of Sarah.
The daughter of Sarah, man. That's the daughter of the damn devil. All right.
That's Jezebel.
Yep, that's Jezebel, and that mentality, that comment, and that mentality, that's the fucking mentality of the devil.
That's Jezebel's mentality.
That's the serpent speaking through that whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, because when you read about the history of Jezebel, it was a Hamitic woman.
Right.
Right. A Hamite. So rebellious. She thought that she had control and she was the top.
HBIC.
And then you had Ahab, which was a simp, following after her, man. Then they also had children.
Ahab is love, right?
Yep, Ahab means love.
Right.
Then they also had children.
Yeah.
Which Athaliah, which she was quote unquote the queen of Judah at one point, because her son had died and then she killed off the royal seeds.
Wow.
That was Ahab's and Jezebel's daughter.
Yeah.
When you actually go, she was of the lineage of Ahab. You see, now you realizing like, oh shit, there's a certain mentality how she was raised.
Yeah.
You see, she was raised in the house of Jezebel, which is why she had that mentality that she had, man.
Wicked ass bitch.
But also, John wrote into the church. It's a particular church in the Book of Revelation when John wrote unto him, and he said, "Look, you got that woman Jezebel. You suffered that woman Jezebel to be in there. So now it's a spirit." See the characteristics of that Hamitic woman.
Right.
Now it's a spirit. You see? And that spirit is running rampant in the Israelite woman today.
Right. Even amongst Israel.
Calling herself an Israelite.
Exactly.
Yeah, still holding on to the philosophy of the serpent.
Well, keep in mind, when John wrote into that church and he said, "Thou sufferest the woman Jezebel," did not that church know who they were?
Right.
So here it is. Those are Israelite women with the spirit of Jezebel within them, man.
Right.
And we're seeing the same things show forth itself today. And we're telling our sisters, hey, no, that ain't the spirit to be in.
Yeah.
And for you to understand that, bro, you're just a possession. The man is the prize. And you honor your husband as if it's Yahweh Shai. So the way you disrespect the man your husband, the man that rules you, that's you disrespecting Yahweh Shai. And that's something that they don't get. They don't understand that, man. When you're coming up against the order and coming up against the men of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, you're coming up against the Lord himself. But you say you guys, well, yeah, whatever you brothers got.
But if you wanted it, if not, the brother could just.
No, you can read it. Go ahead.
God, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 2. In verse 20, it says,
let the spirit roll, because that we're just going into, we read the definition of romance, man, and how that shit is fictitious.
Yeah,
it's wrong.
It goes back to Rome. Yeah. So here it is. You're still eating of the serpent fruit, man.
Yeah, fruit, which is the fruit of lies. He lied to you that you're not a queen. Okay, you're not a queen. We just talked. The queen of Israel was Athaliah. That was a wicked bitch. Okay.
The only so-called queen,
Exactly, and that was wicked. That shit was off. She killed off all of the heirs except for one. The Lord allowed one to get away. He was real young.
Yep, his auntie hit him.
Yep,
it was the king's daughter.
Yep, and then eventually her ass got overthrown because the Lord's not with that shit. And then to get deeper into it, the word queen goes back to whore. You're not that either. You're not supposed to be no fucking whore. Yep. You're not supposed to have variety. You're made for one man. Going back into that Jeremiah, that's how you're built. That's your biology. That's, if you don't believe us, the science even says that, man.
Well, that's the mentality of Esau, Edom's kingdom.
Right.
That's why in Isaiah 47 and Revelation 18, what does America say? I sit a queen and am no widow, and I will not know the loss of children. So basically said, I got many lovers.
Yeah,
and the women of America has took on that mentality, man.
Mother harlots.
Yep.
This is back in Revelations chapter, and that's why we just need to get the fuck up out of here, man. You can't. This place has got to go down. All this shit got to. Adultery has the same. Adultery is as nasty as sodomy. I would say, yeah. I mean, it's the same. It's the same judgment.
You sleeping with another man's woman is you sleeping with that man's flesh.
Right.
You know, they both what? They both create disease.
Right. Yeah.
Just the same as bestiality. You sleeping with an animal, those things create disease.
Exactly.
You see, you sleeping with the same sex, man on man, woman on woman, those things create disease.
Right.
So it's the same thing with you sleeping with another man's woman. You know?
Yeah.
Those things create disease, which is why disease is spread rampant throughout the so-called black community, man.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's all going up. All that shit's going up because this shit is getting freakier and freakier. It's just getting more wicked and more wicked. So eventually, very, very soon, Lord, just like Sodom and Gomorrah, the prophecy says that. See, we all about prophecy. This ain't no podcast or we're not trying to get no content clicks.
Content creators.
Right.
We going into why the world is the way it is and what's going to fix it and what's going to take place. It's happening, right? Like Ioana would say, it's already taking place. All right, we're witnessing everything's speeding up for a reason. It's already March 2024. Things is going. The world knows everything. The world knows that everything is speeding up to the point where they have articles on how scientists are saying that the Earth is spinning faster than it ever has on its axis. All right, that's biblical prophecy. The Lord said He would shorten the days. All right, for the elect. Okay, that behold, I come quickly. Okay, shall not He avenge His own elect speedily? Okay, so everything is moving fast. All right, including the prophecies as compared to what? Birth pains. Birth pains start off to slow, more gapped out. All right, then the contractions begin to get closer and more painful. The Bible says you're not going to be able to stop the prophecies, man. But Salakia, going back into this Revelation chapter 2 and verse 20, it says, notwithstanding I have a few things against thee, because thou sufferest that woman Jezebel, which calleth herself a prophetess, to teach and seduce my servants to commit fornication.
Exactly.
Going off.
So us here, we're learning from that.
We calling it out like the Lord called it out.
So the women come on the comment board, we can whoop, whoop, whoop. Videos made on that. Nope. Her ass going off. You out of order and you come on the comment board saying certain things,
right?
But it's gonna be corrected, man.
Right.
See, we're not suffering that spirit of Jezebel to get within the churches.
That's right.
You know? Go ahead.
It says to teach and to seduce my servants to commit fornication and to eat things sacrificed unto idols. There's another the elder brother, I believe the elder brother's name is Karata Zaba, and
the head of Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore. Yep. He did a couple videos on this Israelite couple, dark-skinned Jake. It looked like he kind of got dreads. It might be twisted, I don't know. But then he's with like this light-skinned nigga woman, and he pretty much he's all smiling in the video. She's pretty much pushing his doctrine, pushing her doctrine onto him. It's opposites, backwards. That spirit of Jezebel is on men. And it was raised by Jezebel. Yeah. Big Shirley, all right, Keisha. That's a new name for Jezebel. All right. Even in Northern Kingdom. Well, the daughter was Northern Kingdom. Right? Athaliah was Northern Kingdom.
Mm-hmm. She was a
Hobbs son. Or I mean,
it's Hobbs' daughter.
Yeah, exactly. But this is Revelation chapter 2 and verse 21. It says, and I gave her space to repent for her fornications, and she repented not. A lot of these bitches not gonna repent. They're gonna wait till it's too late, and then when it's too late, you're gonna be rejected, just like Esau. You want to think like Esau, you get punished with him. You get punished with the uncircumcised. It says, he that helpeth and he that is hoping shall fall altogether with the sword. That bitch helped take Jake down to this day.
And then just a thought that the Spirit just brought to my mind, because this is a precept that the Sakari try to use to say that Paul is wrong. See, Yahweh Shai said not to eat things offered unto idols, but Paul said it's okay for you to eat it. Not understanding what's being said here, man. It says to commit fornication and eat things offered unto idols. So she was teaching that it's okay to participate in the worship of the gods and the eating. Right. That's what it's in the book of Numbers, man. I forgot. I always get it. It's either Baal Berith or Baal Peor.
I think it's Baal Peor.
But
God of the
Balak and Balaam. They had the Moabite and the Midian women. They had them call the Israelite men to the feast and then partake in the orgy afterwards, man. You see? So when you read that in the Corinthians, and Paul was like, look, here it is. When you go into that custom during that time, there's a lot of people abstaining from eating because they would sell, the priests would of course sacrifice the lawful animals. By the way, let's keep that in mind. Sacrifice the animals in the idols' temples, and then they would go and sell that meat to the agora. So now I'm going to the agora buying this meat. This meat is sacrificed unto an idol. So damn. So do I not eat it? Do I eat it? Now I'm bugging out, and people, and Paul was like, look, an idol is nothing with us, man. As long as you serving Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, and you go to the agora and you buy that meat, it's just lamb. It's just ox. So you pray over it in the name of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, and you eat it. What this devil, right? It says the woman Jezebel, which it wasn't the actual woman Jezebel, it was a spirit of the woman that was in the church.
Right.
They were teaching that it's okay to commit fornication and eat the things offered. So they were teaching that it was okay to partake in those pagan ceremonies, man. That's a difference in what's being said, But you will have an unlearned little niggas, but they want to talk about their scholarship. They want to talk, but Slocky, man, I just wanted to speak on that, and not to steer the spirit towards that,
I mean, but that's all a part of the Bible. We calling everything out. We calling that all the wicked spirits out. God, it's the spirit. It's the spirit of the Lord. He says, search Jerusalem with candlesticks, man. So Jerusalem is being searched out. It says that Paul's writings, all right, said, mark them that cause division. So anything, and Isaiah says that it's our heritage, okay, to reprove and to rebuke, okay, anything that comes up against us.
Condemn any tongue that rise up against us in judgment.
That's right.
Thou shalt condemn,
Go ahead. Yeah, that's pretty much it on that.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds. And just speaking on, these certain ideologies, this Western mentality is a stronghold. That's not only on our women, it's on the men, because men are allowing certain things, simping.
It's on our nation.
It's on our nation as a whole, and the prophets are set out to bring down those strongholds. Now, I just wanted to bring out this word stronghold in the Greek. It says a castle, stronghold, fortress, fastness, anything on which one relies. It says of the arguments and reasonings by which a disputant endeavors to fortify his opinion and defend it against his opponent. So there's certain things that these women are relying on, like that simple reasoning. Well, men are allowed to have variety. Why can't we have variety? All right. Your reasoning is completely off because first and foremost, all right, you're not set up to be equal as a man. And that's another thing. Women think that we're on an equal playing field. You can do it. I can do it. No, I can do it. You can't do it.
Yeah. Right? And the Lord's so cold. Look at what he's doing in these last days. Because the shit that they lobbied for is now biting them in the ass.
Exactly.
So the Lord is allowing, here it is, you got these men, they're biological men that's dominating women's sports, man.
I'm talking about kicking
running through women playing basketball,
breaking
out swimming,
breaking their skull,
busting their head open,
breaking all the records immediately.
Yeah, that one day you got Woman of the Year award. Wasn't even transformed for a whole year.
Yeah. Showing you that your way is not working. All right, you want all this liberty to go fuck off and do all this. Now you're in your 40s, you're depressed. Now you're getting all these diseases. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing, because Esau taught them what to want, what to get mad at. Esau taught them that shit, man. That's all the serpent's poison fucking coursing through their blood in their brain.
Now you got to turn cat lady. So here it is. You 40, you 30, you in your late 30s, early 40s. You're alone.
Yeah.
You're single
because you've been trying to play the field, or you've been set these standards. I'll only take a man like this and like that and like that. He's got to meet all these different requirements, and that's why the way that the Lord set it up was perfect. Let the Father, He's going to decide who you're going to be with. All right, and then when you're with that person, especially if you ain't playing the field and everything like that, you're going to learn to love that individual. And that's how it's set up. When you have that sex is completely fucked up here. All right. When a woman
they turn it into pleasure.
Yeah, it's just for pleasure. Like when she has sex with an individual, all right, she's supposed to cleave to that individual and that be it. That's all she knows. She ain't comparing them to this man and that man and X, Y, and Z and so on and so forth. This whole system and dating and all this shit is all fucked up. So what, through the Spirit, the Lord has put the Spirit on his prophets to let it know, like, nah, this is how it's supposed to be. All right, this is the way. And if you ain't with it, then you're going to get put down. Luke 19:27, those mine enemies that would not that I should reign over them, bring them hither and slay them before me. And what I mean by that, all right, you not accepting what the Lord is deemed as being correct, or you against it, or whatever the case it may be, you're saying forth that, look, I don't approve of the Lord's ways, or I want to do my own thing, or whatever the case it may be. And women, men, that's all in that mentality. When judgment comes down, they're gonna get caught up with it, because you following the image, really the image of the beast. Because going back to the brother brought out that definition of Rome, see that beast, all right, was ultimately a Roman system, and it's been revised in this society.
Well, in Revelation 13, it says it gave power to the beast that had a womb but did live.
That's right.
So that image that we have today is the image of Rome.
That's right.
You know?
That's right. So you leaning upon this whole romance, like Jake, we was talking about it earlier, you know, we was all fucked up with that shit. You know, knight in shining armor, men were pretty much, men were taught to simp and worship a woman, all right, and women were taught not to worship the man. A woman is supposed to worship the man. You know, that's just plain and simple. All right. A woman's supposed to worship a man. You know,
she's supposed to serve him. That's what she. It
says
him. That the Bible says that the woman was created for the man. Yeah.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians. First Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 9. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man.
Plain and simple. That's why it calls her a possession in the Sirach 36 that we was reading, man. He was created for a man, not the other way around. That's why I showed you that the Lord's created multiple women for one man. All right, that's how the Lord established everything, man.
Can I have this real quick?
Yep, go ahead.
This is Genesis chapter 3 and verse 16.
That's the Spirit. If you read the previous verse, it says why she was made. To give you a description on why the word woman literally means servant, okay? Because that's something that these so-called women can't do in today's society. They can't define women. It literally means servant. The Bible says that Adam needed a help meet for him.
Yeah.
A help.
And I'm glad you explaining this, because I heard an individual read this and say, see, this is a punishment. The woman being under the man is a punishment of her eating. No. She was already established to be a helpmeet before she even did that.
You got to read the previous chapter, bro.
You know, the punishment is she shall desire to rule over her husband, but shall not be able to.
Right.
So it's a battle in their mind. That's the curse.
It's a battle between you fully submitting, and in the kingdom, it ain't going to be that battle. You're going to fully submit and you're going to love it.
Exactly.
You know, but right now you're dealing with that battle of, especially with Esau pumping this in your mind, of submitting, or why shouldn't I submit?
Or men is here to serve you.
Yeah, it's not. No, it's not about you. The world ain't revolving around you. All right, you've been put on this pedestal.
And that's really why she made that comment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the woman that the brother's been making videos on, you know, she made that comment because she was thinking all about herself.
Yeah.
See, there's a selfish mentality that comes with this Western mentality, man.
Really
you see?
Yeah.
No, just to say, because when we go back into our heritage, we learn to be selfless. Because now it's about nation building. Now it's about our nation, and it's not about the individual.
Wow. Well, the example is, look at the different women in our history that gave their man another woman.
Yeah, Sarah.
Come on now.
Leah, Rochelle.
Right. They weren't thinking about, oh, my man's sleeping with this and that. They were thinking about, I'm building this nation. You know,
I'm giving him children.
Like, that was a woman's desire
to
bring forth seed. And even if
one man,
and it wasn't even like, well, he got one child now, like a nigga. He got one. He don't need no other ones. He got one by me. Like, nah. Look at their mentality. They were like, Abraham's wife.
Battling.
They was like, look, I'll give him my servant.
They wasn't thinking like.
It was like, man, I'm trying to.
He loves her more than me.
Yeah.
He's loving on her, and my attention is gonna disappear. And they wasn't, because sex wasn't viewed like that, man. See, in today's society, this shit is all.
But that's the thing, because she said this is what she said. I gotta make this quick point. She said that how are we gonna be treated like princesses if you gonna treat us? She said something. She brought up princess, didn't she?
Yeah.
She brought up princess. Well, Sarah literally means princess. All right, and
And
her
Abraham
being a
had more women.
princess, she called, and Abraham had more women, and she gave Hagar to him. Yes, it was some things going on in between that. All right, but that was all through the spirit with Ishmael.
Well, that was that spirit of
Exactly.
jealousy. See, in the kingdom of
It's
heaven,
not gonna be like
it's not
that.
going to be that.
That's the
It
point.
says in the book of Sirach, it says how that's a grief to a man, a woman that's jealous over another woman.
Yeah,
that's a grief.
And
because it said when Sarah seen that Hagar was pregnant,
right,
and that she's bringing, it said she despised her then.
Yeah,
so she was jealous of the fact that she got pregnant and she couldn't.
Just like Hannah in First Samuel.
Yeah.
First Samuel, Hannah, which is Samuel's mother, actually.
Well, the other, I forgot her name, but she was always mocking and scoffing at Hannah because she couldn't have a son.
Exactly.
I had a conversation with a woman. This is a while back.
It ain't gonna be that in the kingdom of heaven. It ain't gonna be no mocking or joking, because in the kingdom of heaven, none of our women will be barren. You know, but Salaki, brother.
Yeah, no, I was saying I even me and actually Barack, we was having a conversation with some chick a while back and everything like that, and multiple women came up and everything like that. We was here we go. But then I even brought up the example. I'm like, okay, let's take out your emotions. Let's take out the jealousy. If your jealousy was out of the picture, wouldn't you think that your household would function better if you had other women to help you with your duties to raise your children? Here it is, you got 4 children and you doing all these tasks and duties, exhausting yourself on your own. Imagine if it was another woman there to help you out, or you guys are doing these different things together. See, when you look at the definition of I forget if it's a household or a family, in the Zondervan, it talks about how an Israelite family it had multiple women in that. You know,
that was concubines was included. Yeah, the family structure was completely different. Today you have co-parenting and baby mamas and baby daddies. That's what happens when a bitch gets to choose and shit like that. A society that you see right now, but in ancient days it was a big family. Right. All right, we were family oriented,
and everybody had a purpose. Because even then, you know, brothers speak about the concubines and everything like that. Like, of course, you had sex with them, whatever the case may be, but they had a purpose. Even those concubines, even when you read about it, when King David left, he had his concubines. They were keeping the household, so they had different responsibilities, and that's another thing. Women have responsibilities and things that would drive them. Read about it in Proverbs the 31st chapter. Yeah. It wasn't you just sitting on your ass and your feet up and you bored. You had different things that you were interested in that, and as far as forwarding your man's kingdom, so to speak. So like,
no. Also, she mentioned princesses.
Right.
Did not Solomon have 300 princesses?
Come on now.
Wow. Or hold on, I'm sorry. Did it say 700 wives? Meaning they were princesses and 300 lesser wives, which were concubines.
And even some of them concubines was princesses.
Well, yeah, you had the Egyptian princess.
Exactly.
But here it is, he had all those women. That didn't diminish their status of being a princess.
Right.
Like what?
And then that's another thing.
Actually, they was the highest level princess. They was better than any other regular princess. They're with the wisest king. And it says it will surpass the glory of King Solomon. It says that the least of these ones, right? So that shows you that how much more in the kingdom with the women all in their right mind. Everything is gonna be perfect, man.
You're gonna have fun. You're gonna enjoy yourself. You're gonna have different things to do.
She's just talking about getting fucked by different men. I gotta say how it is. That's pretty much what variety and shit like that. That's talking about just the same shit in America. That's not how that's not how the Lord created stuff to be, man. You know, but you got it.
No, the brother had mentioned this in the Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary, right? He mentioned family. It says the concept of family in the Bible differs from the modern institution.
Right. So we're getting away from the West. See, and this is what, going back to what we were speaking about, transforming. When Yahushua said a man must be born again
that
of water,
includes a woman.
Yep, and that's exactly right. It's the woman and the man. To be born again is, I'm going to put away my own thoughts, my own emotions, how I was raised.
This Western mentality, these customs that I was raised in.
The image of the beast. I'm going to put all that shit out, and this is what I'm conforming to.
Hey, because I quoted that precept. It says that when the Lord awakes, he will despise thy image. Well, part of the Lord awakening is us awakening.
Yeah.
So we're awakening to knowing that this place is full of deceit.
We're looking at the West like, hold on, what?
So we're despising the image. According to Revelation, the 13th chapter, we supposed to despise that, man.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But you got our people waking up to who they are, and here it is,
holding on to this.
They're holding on to certain concepts
to this institution.
Let that shit go. Just all right. You gotta let all that shit go. It ain't like all right, I let go of eating pork, and I said no. Let go of you thinking a woman is supposed to be exalted above and all that shit. You letting go of all that shit.
You supposed to look. It says. What did you just read in the Corinthians? I know we ain't even finished the precepts. We've been jumping around.
Corinthians,
but I'm gonna read this. But
strongholds.
I'm not sure where it's where you said that the man wasn't created for the woman, but the woman for the man.
Yeah, I read that.
But if that's the same place, no, what was that? Is that Corinthians?
Yeah, First Corinthians.
No, I'm thinking of Timothy, where Paul said
that's the one he quoted
that the woman. Right. The man wasn't in sin. Adam wasn't in transgression, but the woman was. But we can read that after we finish this.
Okay,
it says the concept of the family in the Bible differs from the modern institution. The Hebrew family was larger than
Hebrew Israelites, right?
Yep.
Are we not coming back into our heritage? I was holding that in Jeremiah. It says, "Seek ye the old paths, and walk therein,
wherein is the good way,
and ye shall find rest for your souls." But it said that what? Ye would not. So we're coming to find out that there's Israelites that say they believe in the Bible that are ashamed of our customs, and they don't want anything a part of it. And we're even telling you that in this society we can't keep certain things, but this is the way, and this is the right way to be.
Yeah, like for instance, us men who are out there teaching, now it differs between individuals, right? But like Paul said, you get a woman, you shall have trouble in the flesh. The more women you get, the more trouble in the flesh you will have. Now, certain brothers, according to their walk, they can deal with 2-3 different women. Certain brothers can't. So Paul was giving advice. But according to the law, is it unlawful for a man to have more than one woman? No, it's okay for him to do that, man. You see? Now, that individual brother have to understand his situation.
Right.
Is it profitable for me?
Right.
Am I still able to give Yahweh Basham Yahushua my full attention while also balancing 2 women?
And I have to say this, and that's not a woman's place to dictate that.
Exactly.
I have to say so. Because a woman to be like,
it's not profitable on this side.
Hold on. Who are you?
That's not your role to speak on what's profitable for me or not.
That's not your position. That's above your pay grade. If that man wants to go do what he wants to do, then he has his God-given right to do that. And the Lord is not going to condemn him for that.
See,
that's coming up against him because of that. Your ass to turn around and get judged.
But see, then that's another thing, because now we're coming back into our heritage. There was a thing or a term called speaking out of turn.
Exactly.
Now, you do that with children, or at least it was when I was little. Today's time, but when I was little, look, grown folks speaking.
Hold on.
You speaking out of turn. Where there's the same thing in the ancient world when it came to men speaking and a woman just blurting in like, nah. You see? So now we're coming back into that.
Right.
In a lot of ways, that's child or because that's that we're coming back into that. See, you gotta understand your role and your position. See, we're coming back into that ancient custom. You see? So yes, you can speak out of turn. You're suggesting or saying something to your man, that can be out of order, man.
Yeah. It say let the woman learn in silence in all subjection in the church, man.
It says let in Ephesians, let your wives be subject unto their own husbands in all things, man. You see? Well, maybe not. Nah.
And you don't have. It's not about you agreeing. Like
it's not circumstantial.
Yeah.
Like in different circumstances, you get to just it's like let's say you start catching hell. Not you. Someone start catching hell. All right, and then they was like, I'm catching too much hell. I'm about to go serve Buddha. I'm talking about a Jake. You know what I'm saying? You Israelite, you serving the Lord, but you catch a little bit of hell. Now you fucking serving Buddha. And then you go and serving Allah. You just jumping around trying to find whatever fits you. That's a woman jumping around because it says that a man cannot serve 2 masters. That's talking about God's. All right, even on a physical level, but have an actual master. But a woman, she can't serve 2 masters either. It's one or the other. A man, he can have multiple women because they're not supposed to become masters over him. And that's where Solomon went off. They say trying to use Solomon went off with 1,000 because he had all the women. There was righteous kings after him that had multiple wives. Okay, so that wasn't the problem. It was that they got the power over him because he started worshiping their other gods. That's what displeased the Lord, man. But you got him without you.
It says the Hebrew family was larger than families today, including the father of the household, his parents, if they were alive, if they're still living, his wife or wives.
Hold on. Or wives? Is that multiple?
This is the household. I'm gonna read it again. The Hebrew family was larger than families today, including the father of the house, right? His parents, if living, his wife or wives and children, his daughters and sons-in-law, slaves, guests, and foreigners under his protection.
Right. So this is the structure of an Israelite family. And we're going back to this in its fullness. Right. Servants, concubines, everything like that. Because once again, they're forwarding a kingdom. All right. They're forwarding a legacy of that family for it to grow. Everybody has a purpose. You ain't just laying up with your legs open, just getting fucking pounded all day. You got responsibilities. Yeah. It's more than that. And that's what we're coming back into, man.
We're here today because of that format. Right. Look at Abraham, like we keep mentioning.
If our forefathers didn't have multiple women.
Yeah, Jacob. Look how the 12 tribes were formed. Yeah. Right. The 12 sons were born out of 4 different women.
Yeah, 4 women in the crib that he was dealing with. That's the start of our nation. And it continued, and that's just the East, and that's what we are.
That's technically 5, because you had Jacob's wives 4, and then you had Joseph 2 sons, which was from the Egyptian woman. Yeah. So Ephraim and Manasseh, their mother was an Egyptian woman, man. Right. Yeah. Oh, but according to a lot of these people, they ain't Israelites.
Come on now, cut out 2 old tribes.
But see, their arguments and their standpoints don't make sense, man. Which is why we have to go back into our heritage, and ultimately this is just for the elect, just to because Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai, he's allowing the elect to see the truth, man.
Right.
He's allowing the elect to see the fullness and to understand these things,
because we ain't trying to convince you, so to speak, like trying to make you get, even when it comes down to one, I'm not trying to convince you. It is what it is. You don't have to agree. We're gonna have multiple women. You're going to see it on this side. If a man wants to do that now, he can do it now, whatever the case it may be. But it's going to happen. Like,
he ain't sinning if he got more than one woman.
It's unavoidable. And really, it's unavoidable. Like even women, when all hell breaks out loose, Isaiah 4:1, it's going to go down, whether you like it or not. So if you got a so-called system, I ain't finna. All right, well, when all that hell break loose, you're going to find yourself on the outside and another woman that's going to be in fear and okay with it.
She's willing to share.
And here it is, you've been with this man 8-10 years, and it gets all that gets thrown out the window because you got a problem.
Hey, who says if you have a master?
I want a variety of masters.
Right? If you have a master, who the hell is you to tell your master if he can get another servant or not? I'm your only slave. You can't buy. You can't get no other servant beside me.
Your help.
What? Like, think of that. Or you at work and you telling your boss you can't hire nobody else.
Yeah.
I'm all you need.
I'm all you need.
Look how the thought process, man.
Boy, you need.
I'm trying to expand. What the fuck?
Look, this is beyond you. And we running a company, all right? This is a business.
It's an empire. You want to build an empire
by yourself.
We need more than just
you. More than Juanita.
But that's the thing, though, man. They have a false sense of their own importance. Now, once again, I'm gonna make this clear. The Israelite woman has an importance within the household, man.
Okay. She's not the prize, though.
But this Western mentality of your self-importance and how you exalting yourself above your measure. This is what we're speaking about, man.
The scripture says I should not think of myself more than what I ought, roughly paraphrasing.
Yeah, but think soberly.
Yeah,
that's
right. So it's like,
and especially understanding, here it is. If our sins is ever before us, how much more should a woman? Can we read that now in Timothy?
Yeah.
Because a woman acknowledging who she is, that comes with a level of humility that she has to carry and conduct herself with, man.
You have to know that you're replaceable.
And that you're the cause.
Right.
Can you get that also in Sirach, where it says, through her we all die? Go ahead with that.
This is 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse, I'm going to start at verse 9, if I may.
Mm-hmm.
It says, in like manner also the women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
Can you start where it says the aged women?
Con.
Like when he first started addressing women?
Okay, Con. It says
is it like 7 or 8? Or is that where he started? If that's where he started, then okay, Con.
It says, in like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel with shamefacedness and sobriety.
Right. So here it is. You got so-called Israelite sisters, right? And on they avatar, they have a picture of themselves showing their cleavage.
Yeah, like come on, like what the
head wrapped.
That shit piss you off more than.
Well, that's against what Paul just said right here.
Wait.
It says, or adorn yourself with modest apparel.
Right.
So now that hot girl summer dress, that freakum dress, and all that bullshit. Now it's like, no, now I gotta dress more modest. It's just with shamefacedness. So to show your cleavage and to show your curves and all that, it should be a shame. You should be ashamed of that.
Walking outside like that.
You know? So now you start to dress more modest. You see? Go ahead.
It says, in like manner also that women ordain themselves in modest apparel with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with braided hair or gold or pearls or costly array, but
so it ain't the outward adorning like Peter told us,
exactly, man. Yeah.
You know, it ain't about being the best dressed or the best looking. Nah,
it's putting away
vanity. You know, it's okay to to get dressed up for your man to look pretty. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like us brothers, you know, sometimes, bro, we go get some shoes.
Right.
We finna
we Israelites.
So that's okay for a woman to do that too. But what the society pushes, man, what does the society push?
They prioritize outward instead of inward.
Yeah, you put it on your Instagram, you show off,
boast,
self-love.
Here it is, your dress go all the way up. You can see the back of the cheeks hanging out of the dress.
That's disgusting. Why is everybody can see y'all? That's the secret parts, is what the Bible calls it, but everybody can see it.
Well, that's it says I will discover our secret parts.
Yeah, that's supposed
now,
to be
why shall be a harlot in the streets?
You know.
So that's why they got to come out of that mentality of the world. That's the mentality of a harlot.
That's a curse. See, they don't understand. Black culture was a curse unto us, man.
It's a mockery.
And why would you want to continue in that?
That's poison.
Like, to show that you're truly repentful, you're supposed to return. You're supposed to, conform away from that, man.
She's supposed to have a husband, right?
Transform from that.
She should be. What was her page called? Hopeless Romantic.
Yeah, I believe that was yep.
I think that was like the title of her YouTube tag or whatever, man. But don't you got a man, right? Why is you asking these type of questions? That's a horror mentality. That's a Western America mentality. You said it in your lesson. The Lord had them wander around to get Egypt out of them.
Mm-hmm.
But this time, all right, we still here because he's getting Egypt out of us. And if Egypt is not coming out of you, then you perish with Egypt. Yeah, you perish. Then the blood's not on your doorpost.
If you want to cleave to any of these different things that's contrary to the scriptures, you're gonna be left here
because you're not being conforming to his image.
That's it.
That's it.
We're all being conforming to the image.
Yeah, we're all.
It ain't just men.
Yeah.
No, women are being conformed to the image of Yahweh Shai as well.
Right.
He's a man. How is that possible? This is a mentality.
Right.
A woman has a certain way she's supposed to conduct herself according to God, man.
Right.
In the book, right? Because Yahweh Shai comes in the volume of the book. The book gives the women instruction on how to conduct and carry herself.
Right.
Whether she has a husband or whether she don't. You see? The basic laws apply to her too. She shouldn't be eating pork. She shouldn't be eating shrimp, lobster, the crab. She should honor her parents. So the same fundamental things we're teaching as a whole, it applies to all our nation, man. But now it differs when it comes to a woman in the terms of what? Obeying her husband.
Right.
But really, it don't differ because we're obeying our husband.
And that's the thing. Like we're doing what we have to do for our husband. We're conforming to our husband, and the woman has to fall in suit.
And guess what? The Lord has granted the man more liberty than what he granted the woman. It's just that.
As far as
like what it's
now you ain't mad at the man. You're mad at God now.
That's his word.
Because it says in the book of Sirach that if a woman don't listen, you keep her in straitly.
Yeah.
Unless she abuse herself over much liberty, man.
Because once again, a woman, she's still a servant, and just like with a servant in a in a household,
like you're told, we're told when to go out. Yeah, you're told these things.
I mean, that's just what it. That's
I ain't a child. Why should I be told what to do? You're a servant,
right?
Just like once again, a lot of these talking heads, manosphere niggas, they like to use the job in comparison. Here it is, you at work, your boss tell you when to go on your break.
Right. You gotta check in with him. I want to go do this and that.
Yeah. You gotta check it in with your supervisor.
You follow his rules.
But here it is when it comes to your husband.
Then you come home talking shit.
No, see, it's the same concept. You know?
Yo, Esau, bro.
Yeah.
Your husband is your supervisor. Your husband is your boss.
He's your superior. He's your superior. That's plain and simple. It says that she's the weaker vessel. That's how you created. That's how you made. Just the sooner that you accept the way you are made, the better it'll be for your ass, man. It'll behoove you to take heed. Yeah. Women are depressed with that type of mentality.
Understand that you need guidance, and that your husband is there to guide you.
That's the thing. They want guidance, but Esau, but they want to rebel against it.
But see, that's that Genesis. Lord's will, we gonna go back to it. But see, that's I did a lesson and I mentioned that, like, just like how we're in a battle. It says this is the condition of the battle, that man is born upon the earth shall fight. She got a battle too. Yeah. See, that's something that these women don't understand. You're in a battle as well.
Yeah.
Come sit.
We read it in Corinthians. All right.
She got a battle. Matter of fact, keep reading that Timothy for me.
Yep. 1 Timothy chapter 2 in verse 9. In like manner also that the women ordain themselves in modest apparel, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with braided hair or gold or pearls or costly array, but which becometh woman professing godliness with good works.
Yep, godliness with good works, right? Go ahead.
Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection.
All subjection, read.
Which means under the rule, right? But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man.
Right, so you got women that come on the comment boards, so-called Israelite women. Well, now this mean that, and that mean this, and this ain't that. Well, they in violation of what's written right here. So this lets me know that this bitch, she just showed forth her, a shameless woman shall be called a bitch. Right? So she just let me know what she is, who she is, and how she don't care about Yahushai's words. Because what Paul is writing here is Yahushai's words. So go ahead.
But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence.
So I just got to shut up and just...
silence.
Yeah, a meek and quiet spirit, like the scripture says, man. Yeah. You know, and there's a way to bring things to your husband. Or there's a way to bring things and say things on the comment board. Right. Well, every woman that come on the comment board and ask a question, do they all get cussed out?
Yeah.
They all, you know, there's a way certain ones come and they question get answered. Then there's certain ways that ones come and get their ass cussed out.
Right.
Now you're learning the difference between how you come in humility and in humbleness and how you come in the wrong way.
Yeah. And regardless of whether somebody's coming off more froward, as brothers use the term, or gentle, you gotta take it, receive it. Like even the Lord called the woman a dog. All right, he called her a dog.
Right.
And then she turned around. I know who she's talking to like that, and this and that and the third. No, she humbled down. She took it.
I ain't no dog.
Yeah.
No, she said even the dogs eat from the crumbs. You know.
So that was pretty much that's how mean she was. She
acknowledged, like,
I'm a dog, but even the dogs, you know, that's
she came me. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, you know, these women ain't like, you used to imagine you calling a chick, her homegirl will call her a bitch. But then you call her a bitch.
She's a bitch.
You know, and then it's like, but that's it. Once again, all this westernized shit has to get thrown out the window. But I'll keep reading Salakia. This is 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 13. It says, for Adam was first formed, then Eve, and Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression.
Boom. The woman being deceived was in the transgression. So can we read that Sirach and then jump back to Timothy?
This Sirach chapter 25 and verse 24. It says, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die.
So her coming back into our heritage, and she understanding like,
fucked it out.
It was me that got beguiled and fucked up paradise.
You helped destroy paradise.
It was me that got beguiled, that got tricked, and brought death into the world.
You gotta take some accountability.
So now there's a humility. Now there's a way. You know, once again, a woman has to battle. Now, the brother quoted the precept where it says the weaker vessel. So we understand that the woman is the weaker vessel. When we read throughout the stories, even our righteous foremothers, you talked about Abraham, right? Peter bigged up Abraham. He said, whose daughters, I mean, not Abraham, Peter bigged up Sarah and said, whose daughters ye are, if, right?
Yeah.
But here it is. Did Sarah give Abraham hell? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, trouble in the flesh.
He had trouble in the flesh, right? She was scoffing him when it came to Hagar, and he even had to tell her, who gave her to me?
Right.
You know? But even we look at the Sarah and Tobit,
yeah,
Tobit's wife, when he sent Tobias out, she was giving, you sent my son out to die, and but he dealt with it because he know the emotions of a woman. So here it is. We understand that she's a weaker vessel and her emotions gonna overtake her at times. But overall, there's a battle that she's walking. Like she humbled down a bit. Like she was in her emotions and she scoffed Tobit, but eventually she got back into order. She humbled down, man.
Emotional content.
So you will have times where a woman's emotions will overtake her. That happens. It says a just man falls 7 times. It's times where we fuck up too.
Less.
You gotta be able to check that shit.
But it's being able to recognize it and to be able to fight it, man.
Transform out that shit.
No, don't let me. I tweaked on that last time. So say if Tobit had to send Tobias out again, she wouldn't have, because he told her like, look, he gonna come back safe. Just cool. He now that he came back safe, man, my husband told me he would.
I overreacted.
I overreacted. I'm sorry, Salakia.
Next.
So if he sent out Tobias again, she wouldn't have reacted that same way. You know? And this is through learning.
Yeah.
And we all learn through trial and error, man.
Right.
This is what we're speaking about.
Right. But it has to be a mentality of conforming to it.
Of being better. Yeah. Like the brother said, offending less.
That's right.
This should be all our mentality, you know?
It ain't just, this is how I am and I'm gonna be like this, or you just continue being a dragon. It's like, nah, it has to be a sincere effort to work on it.
Oh, this is who I am. Like,
nah. Well, who you are is a problem. All right. And who you are ain't gonna make it in the kingdom. All right. That who you are is not gonna make it in the kingdom. You know, so these are different things. Like, once again, if I stayed the whole person I was, nigga, that nigga ain't making it. You know, the new man is making it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the new creature is who the creature that's conformed after the image and the knowledge of Yahushua Mashiach. That's who's going to make it.
There's no room for the old niggas.
Right.
You know, the old man, the old woman.
Not invited.
All the niggas.
Yeah. Niggas not invited, man. Mm-hmm. You know.
If I could read this real quick.
Go ahead.
Just to back up a point you just made. This is Sirach 26 and I'm gonna start at 14. It says this whole chapter really goes in, but it says a silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there's nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. All right. So a woman is supposed to have a mind that's well instructed. And when her man is giving her instructions, she's supposed to apply that. Yeah. Take heed unto that.
And she has to understand that.
Mm-hmm.
She, just like it says in Sirach 6, it says, if thou wilt apply thy mind, thou shalt be prudent. Yeah. So just like how we got to apply our mind, the woman has to apply her mind to those instructions that's coming from her man.
Yeah.
You know?
And even then, because the scriptures even talk about, because we quoted the Peter, and it talks about servants being under subjection to your masters, whether it's to the froward or to the gentle. Now, I was going back during the Roman Empire. You had jakes that had servants, you know, actual servants and so on and so forth. And then when you read down, it tells them to be good to the froward and the gentle. So whether it was a wicked servant or a wicked master or a righteous master, he was instructing them like, look, follow directions, apply.
Well, we talk about Hagar and Sarah. Mm-hmm. It came to a point where Sarah was beating the hell out of Hagar, throwing shit at her, bruising her and shit. To the point Hagar fled into the wilderness, man. Mm-hmm. And the whole angel of the Lord came and was like, nah, go get back, be subject unto her. Right. And you know. Yeah. But here it is, Sarah would be considered what they say, how did you just say it? Abusive or wicked master?
Yeah, froward.
You know, froward, that's the word, froward. Beating her over the head, man, throwing shit at her. But that's showing in the kingdom of heaven ain't gonna be that.
It ain't gonna be that, you know.
You know. Now, Israelite woman, you could beat on your heathen slave. You want to punch her in head, go ahead. But that mentality towards other Israelite women, that thought is not going to even come into your mind, man. You know, it's not even going to enter your heart. It ain't going to be.
says all thy people shall be righteous. That's a wicked mentality that a woman want to have variety, and she's all worried about herself. The woman's not first in it.
We always gonna be comparing ourselves, and we gonna be jealous of each other, and it ain't gonna be that in the kingdom, man. See, even right now, what it says, Paul says, them that's comparing themselves with themselves is not wise.
Right.
So that's a precept she can use to even if my husband had multiple wives, comparing, that's not wise to compare to,
Right.
I'm me, that's her, and we're both building or adding to our husband.
Right. Because that's the same thing. Like, and you're finna be sitting here, oh man, the Lord dealing with this brother over here. He should only be dealing with me. Like, nah, no way.
Or that the Lord dealing with him more.
Yeah, it's like, whatever. I'm happy. I'm just happy to be here. That's the beauty mentality. I'm happy to be here, especially when even thinking. Look,
some brothers got what did he say? 5 talents. Some brothers 3. Some brothers receive 1.
I'm just happy I'm here.
Just add to what you got.
Because if you
ain't looking at the man with 5,
right?
Man, well, he got 5 though. Right. Like, nah, what you doing with your 1?
I'm trying to get salvation.
Same thing with a woman. You shit. He chose you. You've been chosen.
Right. Be happy you're here.
Be happy that you're there.
Right. Because you could not be here. And that's going back to, once again, just like we're replaceable as the servants of the Lord, a woman is very much replaceable.
Very much replaceable.
Very much replaceable. Like, and we've seen it, like brothers have different testimonies and different things like that. Like the Lord, it ain't nothing for the Lord to remove a woman and bring another woman that ain't gonna give him hell.
See, because this is the thing. Like, you got Israelite sisters, man, who really, they strive and hope for the best and try to do what's right, you sisters are commended for that, man. But keep in mind, like, your womanly duties, what you do, a heathen woman can do the same.
That's the spirit I was gonna say that.
You see what I'm saying? So as a man, and you're a woman to cook for me and to wash clothes and clean the house, a heathen woman can do that. And in my mind, Lord's will, I'm gonna get delivered when the chariots come. But this bitch smoked.
Yeah.
But
you can get
I'm getting my rocks off. She's doing her womanly duties. You see, I hope I'm making sense of what I'm saying, because it's like, as an Israelite woman,
you should be the best.
Don't hold your thing like, bro, a heathen woman can do the same things and not give me mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, that's why, like, because even the brothers, like, they be getting all butthurt about how Jake be talking about get you a white woman and this and that and the third, the Edomite. Because it's like, you gonna deal with less hell. Like, that's what brothers is pretty much saying most of the time. Like, now them bitches is sluts and everything like that, but they just using that as an example. It's like
more feminine.
Yeah, more feminine. They ain't back talking. They be happier and shit like that and so on and so forth. So, but once again, it's like, look.
The point is that it's saying that's how out of order the nigga woman is. To the point where the point is you're better off getting an Edomite.
Heathen is
a heathen bitch. All right, from whichever, it don't even have to necessarily be an Edomite bitch. It could be a
you got the passport bros, the motherfuckers going to Thailand and shit.
Right. Yeah, and that because everything needs to be restored back to its proper order, to its proper dominion. All right, being made in his image. All right, having that dominion. He gave Adam the dominion, and you were a help unto Adam. Meaning you were under Adam's dominion, like the brother was saying. That's the word woman literally means servant. That's what you were created for. That's your role in life, is to bear children, all right, for a man. It's that simple, okay? All you have to do is be a woman, and you can be saved. It says if she continue through childbearing, and if she continue in faith, she can be delivered. That's all you got to do is be a woman. We gotta go out on the a woman couldn't go out on the highways and buy. You didn't have to build the ark. Noah built the ark. All she had to do was stay loyal to Noah. But a lot of bitches want to be Lot's wife. All she had to do was be a woman and follow after her man.
Don't look back.
Listen to what I just fucking told you. That's all you have to do is listen, because you're a woman.
But she looked back.
And look what happened to
her looking back, she lost sight of her husband.
Yeah.
Because
emotions. It says she looked back with pleasure. Or when you go into that word look back, it means to regard with pleasure.
It says, let me finish this Sirach and then go back to that Timothy. Sirach 26.
But she was thinking about all the pleasure. Well, how come I can't have variety? You're just thinking about getting fucked. All right, but what about fucking traveling across the world, bitch? What the fuck? What about rent free, bitch? You don't gotta work.
Because ultimately, these things is being brought out through the Spirit, man. Because a lot of so-called Israel, I'm saying so-called because they're not Israelites, man. Just like the same with a lot of these groups, they got fringes on their shirts and they got beards on their face, but they're not Israel. You know, Paul wrote about and said, "Peace will be on you and on the Israel of God." You know, but the Spirit is bringing out these different things to show that fuck, I just had it in my mind. It left me. You got it, bro.
So many groups and how, but this
Thawadi Abashumi shot that they're looking back.
Yeah,
you know, because here it is. They so quote unquote believe that they're Israelites. You know, they stop eating the pork, the shrimp, the lobster, the crab, but there's certain aspects of this society that they still looking back to, man.
They want to cleave to.
You know,
hold on to. Yeah.
So this is lessons for us that we got to completely arise and depart because this is not our rest, man. Yeah. This is what being an Israelite means. You know,
transformation.
It ain't about you walking around with fringes everywhere, man, or you got your head wrapped tight. You don't wear no pants no more. you know, you got. I don't wear pants no more. But here it is. You still on the comment board, usurping authority over men.
Talking shit to you.
Here it is. You calling yourself a prophetess, and we can have multiple. A man only can have all that bullshit, man. But you don't wear no pants though. You see, this thing is about the reformation of our mind, of how we reason and think, and how we have our being. Go ahead, brother.
It says, Sirach 26:15, a shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace, and her continent mind cannot be valued. Now, I just want to bring out this verse because it says her continent mind cannot be valued. Now, you look up this word continent in the etymology online. It says self-restraining, temperate, abstemious. It says especially abstaining from or moderate in sexual intercourse, right? It says holding together, continuous, to hold back, check.
Well, self-control.
That's what it is.
Just to have discipline.
That's right. It says a continent mind. And then a key point, it says what? To hold back and check. All right. Just like men, we have to guard our hearts and check our minds, check our thoughts, right? A woman is supposed to guard her heart and check her thoughts as well from those different things, whether it's a jealousy of another man, or who's he with, and this and that, and the third, and X, Y, and Z. That's a thought you should be checking. All right. You want to usurp authority over your man. That's a thought that you should be checking. You know, talking out of pocket crazy to men, like those are different things that should be checked. You know, it says back in that Timothy, 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 13, for Adam was first formed, then Eve, and Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression.
Like I said, it's a rock. Through her, we all die. Go ahead.
Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing.
Right. She's going to be saved in childbearing, bringing forth the seed of the man. Right. Go ahead.
If they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety.
Now look at that word sobriety for me, huh? You're going to see how cold the Spirit is, because you read that Sirach, you know.
Yeah. It says, so the word sobriety in 1 Timothy 2 and 15, it says, all right, it says soundness of mind, self-control.
It's the continent mind. So it says continuing in faith, charity, with holiness and sobriety, man.
Soundness of mind, self-control.
You know, so that's sober. Sober is being sound in mind. Yeah. Self-control, knowing your role.
Yeah.
Just like how it tells us to be sober. Yeah. Sober means to be healthy or sound mind. Mm-hmm. So in the way we reason and have our being, how we conduct ourselves. That's right. The scriptures tell us how a woman's supposed to conduct herself. Same way a man is being instructed. You see? So we're letting you know that you are a possession. You belong to your husband. You're under your father's guidance until he gives you unto a man. In today's society, a lot of our you was raised without fathers. So now, guess what? As it says in Sirach, the 4th chapter, it says, be a father unto the fatherless and a husband instead of their mother. I'm roughly paraphrasing. Yep. Now, guess who's your father figures? The prophets. And the prophets are instructing you in the way that you should go.
The leaders.
You see? So now these lessons overall that's speaking about women, you ain't got a husband or you ain't got a father to instruct you. So now who's instructing you? These lessons are. These electronic epistles are. So now it's telling you, be careful who you laying down with. Don't be promiscuous. Don't be like these women. If you believe you're an Israelite, the next man you lay down with, you got to stay with that man now. So now you got to exercise self-control.
Self-control.
Now you got to be careful.
Now you know the way to that.
You see? Now you got to be careful with the man you lay with.
I know your role.
You're going to burn. You're going to have that itch. So now you got to be careful with the men, you know, like Elder Ariel always say, shoot your shot. You know? So now it's time for you women waiting for a man to approach you. No. Now it's time for you women who are single, and you now you got to shoot your shot. You better get on the comment board. Shalom, brother.
Especially if you close like that, shit.
You know?
You ready to get saved, shit. Isaiah 4:1 got to happen some way, right? So if you really believe, but I mean, it's really gonna take some shit to really pop off for women to snap, to go back to being women.
But even like Paul said, he said, I'd rather you remain unmarried,
right?
Because the married focus on the things that of the husband or the wife, but the unmarried focus on the things of the Lord. So here it is, you're single at the moment because why? The Lord wants you to focus on Him. So focus on getting your spirit right.
I was just going to say that.
Same thing with the man. You know, you ain't got a woman, focus on getting it. It says serve, attentions on the Lord, serve the Lord. The Lord won't, the men and women that are single, the Lord wants you to get your spirit right first before He gives you, somebody, man.
Yeah, that's the spirit, because I was just going to mention that. I was like, a lot of you women aren't ready to have a man. You're going to ruin your salvation with the state of how you thinking or whatever the case it may be. All right. A lot of women ain't even ready for that, you know. So it's like you got to get your mind in order, you know, get right in. Hey, when the Lord see fit, then it's gonna go down. But focusing on the inner man, as the scriptures talk about, man.
That's right.
Focusing on the inner man, the mentality, how I should be thinking. Well, damn, if I was in that position, how would I react? You know, what if my husband, you know, I find a man and he already has a wife. How am I gonna act? How am I gonna treat her and this and that and the third? You got to be considering these things because you're going to be in those positions. Once again, prophecy is going to happen. All right. Isaiah 4:1 is going to happen. So there's going to be multiple women in the picture. That has to be taken into consideration. You might be able to be like, all right, I can serve my man. Well, he's got these other women around. How are you acting with them? You know, like that's something to consider. It's the same thing with us as a man. I can't just think, all right, the Lord just dealing with me. I got to know how to interact with these men, you know, my fellow brothers, you know. So these are all different things that, once again, a woman may think like, all right, I'm ready for a man. You ain't ready. You might not be ready for all that, you know. But anyways, it says, you know, next thing you know, the brother got to put up, you damn near want to put up curses on your ass because you putting so much hell on him, you know. You know, don't know how to act. But I'm gonna go back to this in the book of Sirach. We didn't finish that.
The possession, right?
Yeah, the possession.
30.
I'm in 26.
Right. Let's finish the one at 30.
All right, come on.
This Sirach chapter 36 and verse 24. It says, he that getteth a wife begetteth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest, where no hedges.
So a husband is the head. He's the protection.
There the possession is spoiled. And that's why they took the strong man in the house. A lot of this, they was getting the man out the house in the 60s and the 70s, man. Which goes along.
The Israelite man.
Exactly.
Because notice the Edomite,
their families.
But you had the Edomite woman. She was spearheading it.
Right.
She had her fist up standing next to the Israelite woman with the fro.
Right.
Yeah.
And she went right back home to time.
You know, but here it is. That was being done to the Israelite family.
Right.
The Edomite man wasn't leaving the household and doing that.
He got beguiled again. You thought that was good for you. You advocated for that. You advocated to get out the house and go work just so your ass can be taxed. And now you're complaining about working. And you want a man to take care of everything. Well, that's how things was in the garden. Now you gonna listen to this fucking serpent.
Now you bitches out here tricking, talking about I want a man to do this and then the third. Well, you know, at one point a man was taking care of all of that, but your ass want to be independent. You know, so once again, like the brother had mentioned earlier in the lesson, like a lot of these different things, like you say you want this and then the third, and the Lord gave it to you. You see what the result of it was, and now you pretty much really these women are crying to be back in the position of where the Lord wants them or where He set it up for them to be in. But they still trying to hold. They fucking confused.
And really, it's a what's the word, man? It's a ruse.
Battle.
It's a damn, it's a farce, or these different words. Yeah, because they yeah, we live, brother. But they want to be back in that role, but they don't.
It's like they don't want to fully submit to it.
Because you had that one chick. She was like soft girl shit.
Soft girl era.
And then she was like, oh, when I want something, I talk in my soft voice and do all that. But really, it's today's self fucking advantage, man. I'm trying to articulate it, man. You know, because it's like they want to be back in the position now. They want the man to do all this, and they want to. But here it is. They still want to dictate certain things.
It's situational. That soft girl shit is situational. When she's getting her way, she's this humble, meek. But when you tell her ass no, that's when you really see how she is.
Because you got certain women, it's like they'll be like, I would love to cater to my man and do this and that and the third, and it'll be naturally in their spirit to want to do that. But then it's like they don't want to fully submit and do that for whatever particular reason. You know, but then at the same time they want to do it. It's like all this fucking confusion and shit. You know, this woman is confused, man. You know, but once again, this gotta fully submit. Like you gotta fully submit. Like this is the way you want to get deliverance. You gotta fully submit. You're under subjection. You're under the rule, and that's just what it is, man. That's your position, you know. But did you finish that?
Yeah, I can. Let me read it again. Well, yeah, that's the point. It says, where no hedge is, there the possession is spoiled. It says, and he that have no wife will wander up and down mourning.
Mm-hmm. And the beautiful thing is the wife returned unto us, man. You know, wisdom. You know, the wife of our youth. You know? But you get that, go back to that 26 now.
Back in Sirach 26 and verse 20, when thou hast gotten a fruitful possession through all the field.
Because that's literal, but like Paul said, man, you know, it's best to remain like how he was, because then your focus could be on Yahweh Ba'Sham Yahushua. You know, but go ahead.
When thou hast gotten a fruitful
because
possession,
a lot of these women, bro, they ain't right in this on this side, man. You know, so you best off, you know, like our ancient forefathers would do, man. You know, like I used to tell brothers, hey, I'm a Judite.
Leave it at that.
You know, so Judah went and did some things, man. You know, you can read about Judah.
Yeah.
You know, and what he did. He was walking by the way, you know, and Tamar was actually the one that was, but showed you that Judah was. That's what he did. You know what I'm saying? He was walking by the way. He seen her. He like, look, how much? You know.
I heard.
So there's nothing wrong with doing that, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Samson, it said he frequented the harlot house, man.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And the Lord was dealing with Samson.
Hard.
Yeah. Hey, like I heard another Judite say, or Levite. He was like, look, I ain't paying to deal with you. I'm pretty much paying to leave.
Right. The Murph.
Yeah, the Murph.
And his ass Judah.
Benjamin.
but really, going back to what Paul was saying, it was like, you know, the trouble in the flesh and everything like that. It's like, I mean, honestly, in this society, a lot of you women just cause too many issues and extra shit that brothers don't have to deal with. And that's another thing too. There's certain things brothers just don't have to deal with. And brothers suffer through certain things, but like, you know, you women got to understand it as well. Like, some of the bullshit, brothers don't have to deal with that shit. They don't have to, like, you know. But, you know, brothers, you know, they care in certain situations. But, making a point. The
shit that brothers do deal with shows the mercy, and the love that brothers have for their women, man.
Yeah, but one thing,
because a lot of shit, bro, you know, a brother confide in you, bro, you'll be like, what? She said what?
Yeah, jaw dropping, like, what? She said that. But one thing too to keep in mind, just to balance it out, a brother might forgive you,
that don't
mean the Lord do. And we see examples of that in the scriptures. That woman that played the harlot, that concubine that played the harlot on the Levite priest, she even committed adultery, and he still cared about her. He went and followed after her.
He went back to get her
to go get her home. He cared about her so much, she went and slept with somebody else, and he went back to go still grab her because he loved her that much.
And that's literal, but really. That's symbolic. That's Israel, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's the Jeremiah 3 we started with. You have played the harlot with many lovers, but yet return unto me. Yeah. So she went and played the harlot, and yet the man, the symbolic of the Lord, going back to get his woman.
Right.
Yeah.
and then got scattered to the four corners.
Right.
She got chopped into 12 pieces, right? And
Yeah.
she got sent to all the tribes of Israel
tribes.
to see what would be 11, I guess, right? Well, he sent it out to show what Benjamin did. So on her way back, he forgave her, but on her way back, the Lord wanted to make an example out of her. All right, and
So,
then she
yeah.
got
That's that
great.
Jeremiah. The Lord said that He will not leave us altogether unpunished. You know,
Yeah.
it says He will not leave us altogether unpunished,
Right.
but He will correct us in measure.
Measure, right.
You know, so that's this punishment we went through was our correction, man.
Right.
That's why it says that these things were not written for our destruction, but was written for our chastening. I'm roughly paraphrasing. It's Baruch, the 4th chapter. Hey, Shema. It's also in the book of 2 Maccabees 6. You know, but you got more in that Sirach, right?
Yeah. But I was just gonna finish this on that example in Judges. You know, even with that, she went and go played the harlot. He cared about her enough to bring her back. But then what did the Lord bring forth upon her as a judgment? You know, she ended up getting raped to death. All right, she got raped to death from the evening to the morning, man, and came crawling to the doorstep and was left there lifeless. Like that was the wrath of the Lord upon her. So even though He cared about her, the Lord still brought heavy judgment upon her. So that's one thing. Don't just think just because you were a man of the Lord or you're exempt from judgment. Like, nah, even the servants of the Lord, like they not exempt from judgment. You know, they go off, they get dealt with. You know what I'm saying? So that's a fearful thing. So you acting towards your man any type of way crazy and just think because he might be merciful or cool or you've been able to get away with this and that and the third, don't think the Lord ain't seeing it. And don't think the Lord will eventually deal with those things, man. So that's certain, you know, to have a balance of fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man.
Look what happened to Miriam when she spoke against Moses.
Right.
Look what happened to her, man.
About a woman that he was dealing with.
About a woman that he was dealing with.
And that wasn't even, you know, about a woman he was dealing with.
That was his sister. She was just way out of line. You way out of pocket. What the fuck is you worrying about what, you know, I got going on?
That's not your...
How much more another woman questioning her husband?
Exactly. And that's what you don't realize. It's like, here it is. Like, you
were... Because that was just her brother.
Right.
So she felt like, it's my little brother. I can talk about who he sleep with.
Why you sleep with this? And like,
so how much more a woman talking about what her man is doing?
Yeah, you don't have a say so on who that man sleeps with. I'm sorry that you feel like you got this possession over your man to that degree.
No, you're the possession. We just reading it.
Exactly. The shoe doesn't choose if you gonna put me on today.
Yeah. I decide which shoes to wear.
Right. But I'm gonna still keep my shoes clean. Whichever one, I'm still keep them clean and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's my shoes. It says if he get another wife, he shall not diminish the duties of the first one. So you'll be taken care of by a king, God, Lord, priest. You know what I'm saying?
And that hurt a lot of women right there. Yeah, comparing us to shoes. Well, it's just an analogy. But you got to understand. Look, like this is how you got to view it. You know. This is how you gotta look at it, man. You gotta
break it down to your ass, man.
I got a favorite coat. I got a favorite pair of shoes. Like,
it's the only way you gonna get
it. Same thing. You know? Just an analogy.
Yeah. The Lord picks us. The Lord uses us when He uses us. Like, you know, the spirit hop on us. We do these and the Wadi Yahba Shemi Awashad, but it's like...
Yeah, bro. It's like, for instance, I know we all been through it. Spirit to give you a lesson topic.
Right.
Man, that's fire. You might even write it down or you know, but here it is. You don't do it.
You tarry.
You tarry for it. Next thing you know, you go to YouTube and see your feed. That's your lesson topic right there.
Right. It's like, damn
it. Everybody sharing it.
And you like, bruh. Because the Lord gave it, you played with it. Right. So the Lord gave it to the next man. Hey. Are you jealous?
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe next time it's
anything
like
shit, you just go ahead and hit it.
That's a lesson learned.
Yeah.
If you got the time,
godly,
hit it while it's hot.
Yeah.
You know?
It makes you not want to tarry. Like, damn, let me take care of what I need to.
But that's the thing of a team. Because it don't matter who scores, we score as a team.
Right.
So that's the same thing with a woman in terms of her man. We all winning.
You're taken care of.
Yeah, they didn't.
Whether I got two wives, whichever one get pregnant, we're a team.
Good. Y'all both good.
You see what I'm saying? Whether I sleep with her tonight or her tonight, we're a team. Like this is the furtherance of our team. That's why the scripture says when one is glorified, we all glorify with it. Right. When one mourn, we all mourn with it.
Yeah.
So that's like one brother getting bigged up or One brother getting exalted. Man, look at this brother. They always, like the apostles, right? They certain brothers' names they always mention. You know? Now, I'm just be honest with brothers. Certain thoughts come up, man, I do lessons too. you know? They ain't finna exercise or let that thought. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Because those brothers getting exalted is us getting exalted, man. We're a body.
Right.
You know?
The word getting out, edification.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So certain brothers, the Lord, we all say to speak the same thing, by the way. But there are certain brothers the Lord used to get the word out more. Because those brothers the Lord saw fit to have a bigger audience.
Right. And at the end of the day, we all happy because it's like, regardless, as long as I get salvation.
Bro, we're all doing our part in the building.
Yeah.
Everybody has his
position.
Function. It's function. Yeah, exactly. You have your role. You have your function.
See, that's the difference between men and women. Because we can be a part of this body with all these different members and not be jealous. We get together, and ain't no arguments, and brothers can flow in harmony. That's why it's not a sisterhood. That's why it's not a bunch of women getting together. It's gonna be chaos, bro.
You got examples of that shit failing.
Jealousy and all this is too much madness.
Just mad.
So right there itself shows you, like, look, we ain't built for that. We ain't built for leadership. We ain't built to be. So let us take heed to these men who are leading us by example. It's very plain and very simple, man. But go ahead.
Back in Sirach chapter 26 in verse 20, when thou hast gotten a fruitful possession through all the field, sow with thine own seed, trusting in the goodness of thy stock.
Right. Thy stock. Then it said in Acts, to all the men and brethren of the stock of Abraham.
Yeah.
So it's trusting in thy stock. So it's talking about the man and his lineage, man.
Seed.
Didn't the angel was it Raphael? Didn't he use a particular lineage for Tobit?
Yeah. From a good stock.
And Tobit said, man, my son, you are from a good stock. Mm-hmm. I know your father and your grandfather. I know those men.
Say less.
So your stock and lineage, man, we're Israelites, man.
Yeah.
That holds weight, but go ahead.
So thy race, which thou leavest, shall be magnified, having the confidence of their good descent.
Of their good descent. Go ahead.
And harlots shall be accounted.
No, that was it though. But that's the point, man. And I believe in that same chapter, when you read up, it talks about the ripeness in a good age. It speaks about the face shining like the sun. I believe it's that same chapter. I thought it was like right above it though, like 2-3 verses right above it.
That's a clear light.
17.
I mean, we ain't got to read it. No. Just
right.
The thought popped in my mind because there's a certain age where we're like a fruit. There's a fruit that gets to their ripeness, man.
Right.
And that's when they're at their best.
Right.
So there's an age when it comes to women at their ripeness, man.
That was in the ancient world.
Now you comparing us to fruits. On the common board.
Yeah. They didn't want to use certain words. You're a misogynist.
Don't even know what it means.
Then you ask them what that word means. It just means what you're doing.
Just regurgitate Esau. Yeah. Regurgitate the serpent.
Give it up.
But that's the thing, man. Just to, not to go too long, because I think we were going for over an hour already. But not to go too long, but man, just showing that, look, we gotta conform to the back into our heritage. We gotta conform back into the ways of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. The brother quoted it. Stand ye in the past and ask for the old ways, wherein is the good path, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls.
Yeah.
So us coming back into our heritage mentally, coming back into the acknowledgement of Yahweh Yahushua and their ways, because here it is. How do we know what's best for us? Should not our Creator know what's best for His creation? But here it is. You got what it says. Shall the thing that formed it say, "Why hast thou formed me thus?" Right. See, this is the mentality that these people have, man.
Wicked as hell.
When they think they know what's right or what's better.
Now you got men trying to fucking get pregnant. Like what? This is.
Nah, bro. There was one that said he want to get pregnant just to delete the baby.
That's just madness. This is all a result of the serpent venom.
That's
You know,
disgusting.
the
man.
philosophy of the serpent. And once again, as Israelites, we got to put away all that, man.
Say your covenant with death shall be disannulled, man. All that shit's gonna perish, man. All right, if you still join the hand join a hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. I'm talking about the mentality of these women, even the mentality of these niggas, the mentality of Esau. Period. We gotta be holy and to be separate, and to be God with all holy conversation and godliness. Holy means to be separate. Godly means to be God-like. Meaning what? We're supposed to follow the Holy Bible, which is the Word of God.
When you look it up, it says reverence. You know, so it's a healthy fear, man. You know, godliness, it goes into a fear.
Yeah.
You know, a fear of Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shah.
Yeah.
You know, you're afraid to go out of his ways. You're afraid to go out of what he established, you know, because you will be fucking left behind, man.
Yeah.
You know, I just had a precept in my mind, just left me. You got it. If you got
it. St. John 3:3. Yahweh Shah answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of the Most High. So this is mandatory. We have to be born again, and he's going to explain what it means.
Yeah, well, Corinthians, Paul said, touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. You know, and ye shall be my sons and daughters, saith the Lord. You know? So that's also a mentality, man. If you still reasoning according to that old man, you're touching a dead thing. You know? You reverting back into old characteristics or old thoughts or old habits. That's you touching a dead thing. You see? So we can't pollute ourselves with thoughts. We can't pollute ourselves with old ways and old conduct. That's why in James it's talking about the superfluity of naughtiness. See, those things are supposed to be being purged out of us, man. That's the point of these lessons. It's not for entertainment.
No, to edify, which is to build. You know?
The majority of Israelites, so-called Israelites that watch it, it's only for entertainment, man. Yeah, you know, they're not trying to conform. They're not correcting their thoughts, their mentality, and how they reason and think. But you got it, brother.
They despise all his reproofs.
That's why, the brother Amawang Gabar, when he did his lesson, he said that particular woman that left that message, he was like, I remember tags, I remember names. He was like, two years ago, you was on my comment board. Great lesson. And all of a sudden, now all of a sudden, like, what changed now, man?
That's a woman for you.
You know, but it also, not just the women, but it's also with men as well. Yeah. Great lesson, brother. Right. You know, then 3 months, then 3 months from now, who was you to talk to me like that? And or hold on, you said that this precept meant this, and I think it means that. But here it is, bro. We've been the whole time you've been watching for a whole 2 years. You heard us say that the MOTB is the RFID CHIP. Now all of a sudden, 2 years later, you gotta no. I think it's this. You know, but anyway, you got it. A lot of guys don't watch to reform, man.
Yeah,
they not watching to learn Yahweh Shah, to be more Yahweh Shah like. You know,
a beard doesn't qualify you into heaven, man. Fringes doesn't qualify you.
You change your diet,
right? Not eating pork is deeper than that. All those things is a part of it, but is being renewed in our inward. The Lord talked about cleaning the inner cup, the inside of the cup, man. All right, you brothers quoted in the book of John, the 3rd chapter, to be reborn, put off the old man, the former conversation, and put you on the new man, being new creatures in Mashiach Yahushua. But you got it.
It says, Nicodemus saith unto him, how can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter the second time into his mother's womb and be born again? And be born? Yahushua answered, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born of water and of the Spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of the Most High. All right, and what is the water? What's the Spirit, man? It's all what? These words. Yep. All right, so unless you're conforming into these words, you cannot enter into the kingdom. Unless you're transforming, putting away those different thoughts and everything like that, you're not making it in, So I don't want to out. We continue to, go through this transformation process because it ain't overnight. It's a transformation. It's a process that happens. So we're putting away this, putting away that, cutting off this, cutting off that, throwing away this thought, that thought. I used to think this. I used to think that. All that's being brought into subjection, going back to that Corinthians, man, to the knowledge of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man.
I got a precept for you. 1 John 5, and I'll start at 6, and I'm going to read it how it's supposed to be read. you know, and you can look up the Johanna Common, you know, to understand what I'm about to read or what I'm about to say. This 1 John 5, I'm gonna start at 6. Yeah. This is he that came by water and blood, even Yahweh HaMashiach, not by water only, but by water and blood. And it is the Spirit that beareth witness, because the Spirit is truth. For there are three that bear record: the Spirit and the water and the blood, and these three agree in one. So the Spirit, water, and the blood is all talking about the word. You know, Deuteronomy 32:2. My doctrine shall drop as the rain, it shall distill as the dew. He that believeth on me, as the scripture hath said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. John 7:38. You see, so the water represents this word, right? The Spirit, John 17:17, sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. That's not the one I was trying to quote. 6:63.
Spirit that profit.
It is the Spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. You know, there's another one in Romans where he said that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under sin. But the point being is that the word, the law, the commandments of the Lord is the Spirit. And the blood, Yahweh Shah said, drink my blood and eat my flesh, you know, which is symbolic of what? This knowledge, this word, once again, man.
I'm in the volume of the book.
So this word is what allows us to agree with the Heavenly Father and his Son. Like it says in Amos, the 3rd chapter, how can two walk together except they be agreed? Yeah, a lot of people know that they're Israelites. They got fringes, they got the head wraps, they got dresses on. They ain't eating the pork, the shrimp, the lobster, the crab. Well, you got certain Israelites that's eating pork. You know?
Yeah.
But here it is, like it's being manifested that these individuals are not walking with the Heavenly Father, man.
And that's a requirement. He said that he requires that you walk humbly and meekly with your power, man.
Yep.
It says the meek shall inherit the earth. It says receive with all meekness of mind, though. Engrafted word able to save your soul, man. It said that Enoch walk with the Lord, right? That's how he was translated. So if you're not walking with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, meaning you're not in full agreement with him, then you're gonna fall. Anybody that's not walking with him is gonna fall, man. All right. The elect is who's risen.
That's it. Hey, so go.
I'll get one real quick. This is Sirach 25:16. It says, if she go not as thou would have her, cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go. And this right here also applies to us, man. If we're not moving in the ways of the Lord, man, hey, we can get cut off as well, man. And since us being returned back to the Lord, we should be seeking him 10 times more, not wanting to go astray again and follow the Lord according to how he commanded us to. And it's the same with these women. They should be being submissive to their husband as well, man. But yeah, that was it though.
That's it. Hey, so Lord will, we hope this was edifying. Tawadi Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, for giving us the spirit, you know, and the utterance, you know, to speak these words. Lord will, we hope it was edifying. Tawadi Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai. We're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham HaKodash. Honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all you brothers preaching the gospel in truth and in sincerity, always in charity. Shalom.
Kwame Yashala.
Kwame Yashala.